This year's International Quds Day rallies came against the backdrop of tensions in the occupied Palestinian territories over the U.S. recognition of Jerusalem al-Quds as Israel's capital. Millions of Muslims and even non-Muslims took part in the protests worldwide to mark Quds Day, which falls on the last day of the fasting month of Ramadan each year.
I think the resistance that we've seen from the Palestinians this year, in particular their actions in non-violent resistance, has helped to mobilize a different group of people, and perhaps a larger group of people this year than it has other years. Of course, the support coming from all around has been there, and but people this year in particular are siding with the Palestinians, and the cause has sort of been amplified by what has happened and by the Israeli brutality, and of course the Palestinians reacting with their nonviolent resistance.
Ramadan's last Friday was designated as Quds Day by the late founder of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Imam Khomeini, in 1979. During this year's demonstrations, protesters vented their anger at the U.S. over President Trump's al-Quds move, and also at the Israeli regime for killing scores of Palestinians in the weeks leading to Nakba, the anniversary of Israel's creation 70 years ago.
A lot of people expected that some sort of non-violent demonstration was going to topple the Israeli regime, and that the Israeli government was going to bow down to international pressure and things were just going to change with non-violent demonstration. But of course, nothing changed because Israel has to be forced for it to change. It either has to be forced economically or it has to be forced physically through resistance. So from the outside, it is the job of those outside.
Israeli troops on Friday killed more Palestinians during protests, including Quds Day rallies near the fence that separates the territory from the occupied Palestinian territories. Palestinian sources say Israeli forces also injured hundreds of demonstrators. At least 129 Palestinians have been killed by Israel since protests broke out along the Gaza border on March 30th. European countries have strangely kept silent on the deadly crackdown on peaceful protests in Gaza and the West Bank. They have raised their voice against Israel's land grabs and settlement expansions in the Palestinian territories, but they have yet to speak out about the bloody crackdown on the Great March of Return rallies. The U.S. has always been seen as the main accomplice in Israel's rights violations against Palestinians. Trump's America bears much more complicity in Israel's actions. Trump has emboldened Tel Aviv into stepping up its crackdown on Palestinians. It has intensified its settlement activities in Palestinian territories. In short, the policies of the Trump administration have been lopsided to Israel.
Because of the inaction of states like the United States, and because of them basically spitting in the face of the Palestinians, telling the Palestinians that you can't resist in a peaceful manner, I think this, of course, has caused everything that has happened. I mean, Israel can get away, it can act with impunity, it can commit any crime it wants against the Palestinian people, kill as many people, as many innocent people as it likes, and there's no punishment. Of course, the United States backs it unequivocally, without question. So they are enabling Israel to do whatever they want to do.
Israeli Prime Minister recently said while speaking at an Oval Office meeting, "Mr. President, I've been here for nearly 4 decades seeking to build the American-Israel alliance. Under your leadership, it's never been stronger." Many believe that Netanyahu's comments are diplomatic pleasantries and that the U.S.-Israel ties have always been strong.